Hey you guys, good morning. It's Coach Jessica. I just wanted to give you all an initial welcome into January. I realized yesterday was the first, but I was waiting for people to accept their invites into the group. And so I just wanted to say good morning to you. It is the morning of January 2nd, 2022. So crazy. Some of you guys have sort of been on this journey with me for a long time, whether in different groups or personal coaching, but I like to think that this group is a culmination of so many different things. What I wanted to create was a place, a community where people who know me, know each other, and who also all struggle with the same issues with Ed could come together and really connect and stay connected. So it initially was a challenge group, right? It was initially like let's get some movement. Let's get healthy together. Let's focus on nutrition. Let's focus on exercise. Let's focus on specific eating. And there was a little bit of talk of emotional eating, and then I thought, well, I'll have a separate group for emotional eating. And I realized I really can't separate those two things. I wanted to have one group. So that's what we did last month. And a lot of you have been here for the last several months, and I really appreciate that. But I think finally just bringing everything together and not recreating a new group every month makes so much sense. And that's finally what's happening this month. So I'm really excited to see where that will go. Because I think the very best thing about this group is community. You know, guys, I have often explained to you that the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. And if we can create here, and I think we have really begun to do that, a place where we can be connected and stay connected, and a safe place where we know each other, where we all know Ed, we all know his nature, where you know me, where there's a lot of trust and openness, we can overcome this. So I wanted to welcome everybody who's just come into the group, and I wanted to thank all of you who have been with me for a while now, because I really think that while this is a continuation of something that started last year, there's going to be a lot of newness, and we're going to press forward, and we're going to lean into things that are even maybe more difficult. So the intention of this group is, number one, create community, a place that's safe, a place that is an atmosphere for healing, a place for honesty, a place without judgment. Number two, freedom. The goal of this group is to help you get to a place of freedom with your food, with your eating, a place of peace with the way that you live your life when it comes to food. And we do that a few different ways. Obviously, we have our videos on our live calls on Saturdays where we connect, and you guys get to talk to me and you get to talk to each other, and we dig into some hardcore subjects. But I think most of you, for those of you who have been in the group before, know that we're also really flexible. There's not a very specific agenda. There are things that I know I want to cover each week, but it's very flexible in that if you need to talk about something, if you have a subject you are struggling with, like for example, last month someone brought up secondary addictions. They're like, how come every time I get my food under control, my shopping is crazy? And so I am super, super open. If you are willing to come here and open up about those are things we'll add to the agenda. I'll make a video about it. We'll talk about it. So really nothing's off limits if it's a subject that will help you heal, and it's something that I think that globally the group will benefit from. How to best use the group. So if you have not been in the group before now, one of the things that I really encourage you to do, and this is one of the benefits of keeping this group open instead of starting a new January, new February group, is that you can go back and watch these things, and it's really easy to do. I do several little short videos throughout the week, just talking about different subjects, encouraging you. But you can actually go into, if you click the bar at the top of your page, it should say media. And then under media, it has a subcategory of photos and videos. If you click videos, you can go back and watch every single one of those. You can also scroll back and you can watch the past Zooms that we've done. And there are some really powerful, powerful things in there. So not only do you have access to newness, you have access to everything that we covered last month also. And I think that's a really, really cool thing. In fact, even if you were in this group last month, I would encourage you to go back and watch those again. I think I'm going to spend some time really going back because one of the things I want to do this Saturday is highlight some of the things that we've talked about and covered so far, reiterate those for new people, but also for you. Because when we simplify, we have a much, much better chance of getting movement. So the other thing that I want to share is, other than using the video, the media, you can click on photos. You can see there's information about nutrition, there's inspirational quotes, there's things that you guys have posted. All photos are there, and I would encourage you to do that and ask questions about that. I'm going to dig back into not just emotional and compulsive eating this month, but I'm going to dig back into focus on movement and focus on nutrition. But this morning, what's really on my heart is about, again, connection. If you want to be well, if you want to get free of the behavior that you feel like you are stuck in, whether it's emotional eating, whether it's overeating, anything that causes you shame, the answer is honesty, opening up and shining a light on the specific things you're doing and the specific thoughts that you have. And I know that probably sounds scary, especially, again, if you're new to the group. But there is so much power in shining a bright light on things that are meant to be secretive. I find when we keep thoughts secretive, they fester and they build and they grow and they overtake us. When we shine a light on them by being honest about them, you will see this group, the people in this group, not just me, the people in this group will rally around you with encouragement. And so, I know everybody here wants to be well. I know you want to be free. Some of you might feel like that is an impossible thing. I know I have been there. I've been there in the past. I really just thought I am beyond help. But there's some part of you that is desperate to be free, or you would not have signed up for this group. And I'm telling you, freedom is available to you. And it really starts with being 100% honest about your behaviors, about your past, about the things that you're thinking. It doesn't matter if it's embarrassing. I talk a lot about how we can't help that we have a thought. Sometimes it's embarrassing when you're trying to get well and you think everybody's doing better than you are. Maybe everybody always thinks that. A lot of my clients will be like, am I the worst client? I'm the only one that struggles. And again, that's the point of a group like this. When you can really understand that you are not alone and that there is no shame in a behavior thought that comes into your head. You cannot stop that thought from forming. But once you admit, hey, you know what, I'm thinking about eating off plan, or I'm thinking about binging, or I've had this thought that I should sneak and do this food behavior that I'm later going to regret, if you come in the group and you share that, it takes away so much power. You get the power back. Not only do you get reinforcement, but you can think through how faulty that thought is. Ed's only power. The eating disorder's only power over you is staying in your head. You pulling it out of your head gives you tremendous power. So I really, really just want to encourage openness, honesty. The other thing, since it's the beginning of a brand new year, I would encourage you, I am not into the scale at all. I think that's Ed's playground, and we're going to talk about numbers obsession maybe this week since it's the beginning of the year. I would encourage you, take some pictures, do something to document where you are today physically, But also document where you are, the things that you're struggling with. If you're struggling with emotional eating and in a month or so you've made dramatic improvement, we want to look back at where your thoughts were before you got there. There's so many non-scale victories that I think we miss if we don't document where we came from. Sometimes we forget how bad things were when they get better. And so we want to be able to document changes in you. And I'd love for you to share that where you are in your journey. Are you sober, meaning you're not eating foods that harm you? Are you just completely off the rails? Wherever you are, just come clean. And we'll take it together one day at a time. Simplicity, simplifying, being open, being honest. Again, if you are struggling with just basic sobriety, anybody here will tell you that you don't need to be worrying about weighing, measuring, picking a specific food plan. What you need, if you're struggling with just basically being clean, is to commit to only eating foods that nourish your body and getting rid of wheat and sugar and grains. And you do that one day at a time. And that means if you want to come in this group and you want to post your food, if that helps you be accountable, do that. You can use this. And I think that's what I really love about the flexibility of this group, is that you really can use it for accountability. I find the people who come in here day after day and they commit to the behavior they're going to have that day, they're the ones who make it through. If you come in, you commit day after day, and then you stop coming in the group and committing, what happens? You fall off the wagon. You'll see that. So anyway, I just want to reiterate what this group is for. It's for community. It's for education. It's to lift you up. It's to support you. But above all, it is for connection, and it's to help you get free. And you can't get free if you keep secrets. You really have to put yourself out there. So as scary as that might feel, again, most of you have some connection to each other. All of you have some connection to me. So everybody is connected, at least in that way. But you will find that people will embrace you in your brokenness. Don't be afraid to be broken here, you know? And I just really want to share that with you. So the other thing that I just wanted to reiterate is, for those of you who are new, I have asked everyone to really pick a word to focus on this year, a word that sort of describes what you can visualize for your year. Like some people, Colette, she chose dominate, which is such a great word. Another person, Sarah, chose thrive. When you close your eyes and you think about what your year should look like, this word should not just be about your food issues. It should be about the decisions you make at work, the decisions you make with your family. And I did a video about this, so I hope that you'll go back and watch that if you're new to the group. But I'd love for you, maybe that's an easy way to introduce yourself and start off, is to talk about what your word is. I said I would share my word, and I'm going to, but I need to do a separate post on it because it's lengthy. My word was given to me, I feel like, in prayer a couple of months ago. And I even made a graphic for it back then, but I knew I was going to hold on to it for the new year. But my word is restore. And what's interesting about that is restore doesn't look like what I thought it would look like. So you think restore means I'm going to put things back like it used to be. And in my research and reading about that word restore, it can mean something very different. You can have a restoration that is an actually new creation. And so in my life, as I look through all the different areas, I think, how does restoration, or how does restore fit into my lifestyle? Because I feel like that is a word that was put on my heart divinely. And sometimes restoration doesn't mean making things like they used to be. I know in my journey to health, I am not who I used to be. If you had said to me, Jessica, you're going to be restored, your health's going to be restored, your body's going to be restored, what I would have thought that meant is I'm going to be like some other past version of me. And the reality is, I am a completely different, transformed new creation. Yet I would say that my health and body have been restored. So my word is restore. So it means every decision that I make this year, whether it is about exercise, whether it is about eating, whether it is about my family, whether it is about finances, I'm going to ask myself, does this create conditions for restoration? And you should do the same thing. I know some of you have words like peace. Does this decision that I'm making about my food, my family, my health, my finances, travel, work, whatever it is, does it create peace or does it take peace? So I hope that's really, really clear. And again, I did a longer video about that and we talked about it, but if you're new, make sure that you have a word that you are focused on that can kind of be a lens and a filter for all the decisions you make this year. But I just wanted to pop in this morning since everybody has accepted and is now in the group and just say hello and tell you how grateful I am that you're here and how much hope I have for what we can accomplish even in the next 30 days. I know some of you will choose to go on with us beyond that, but I know that 30 days of focus can do tremendous thing, and this is really a mindset focus. You may choose to take on some activities that also focus on changes in your body, but this is really about your mind. It's about winning the war, winning the battle in your mind, and it starts with openness, it starts with community, it starts with honesty, and it starts with trust. And you can trust me, and you can trust this group with whatever you're dealing with. So put it out there. We love you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be popping in throughout the week. I'll be posting things, but I really look forward to seeing what you share with each other. And of course, then we'll have our first call on Saturday. I have an agenda for that. But if there's something that you specifically want to talk about, ask about, you guys know it can be anything, let me know that. Comment that. And I will make sure that I include it in the call or give you time to talk about it when we open up for the Q&A between you guys. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll talk to you soon.